just the attack of the zombies. And you
Yeah.
get like 1 day or 2 days or whatever. But
Right.
Walking Dead, of course, goes years into it. And that's what makes it extra special to me.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like probably the collapse of society has just happened in a lot of zombie movies, but yeah, you don't really, it's more about just let's survive these monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, before Walking Dead, I think my favorite zombie thing was Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah.
When did that come out? 2008, I think. Just a couple of years before.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead. Yeah, it's cool because when I was already a zombie fan before that movie came out, and I saw the ads for it and I thought it looked silly, and I'm like, oh, a comedy, that's going to be dumb. And now it's probably my second favorite zombie movie ever of any kind.
What's one?
The 2004 Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I'll have to watch it.
It's good. I mean, his record is not great after that, but I recommend it. Don't let that dissuade you from checking it out.
Yeah, I won't.
Before we get into #alive, I should have mentioned this earlier, but if you guys aren't, I mean, I assume most people hearing me would like this movie, but we're going to talk about some Walking Dead stuff to start it off since we haven't been podcasting that much lately. Walking Dead's coming to an end, so I thought we'd talk a little bit about the state of The Walking Dead and then get into a little bit of news. So I have a few questions that I sent to you a little bit earlier today. I didn't give you much time to prep, but the first one is just what is your favorite era of The Walking Dead and like favorite characters?
Season 4.
Mm-hmm.
I love especially the whole flu arc.
Oh yeah, at the beginning of season 4.
Yeah, I found that fascinating because it seemed incredibly realistic to me that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
even the part where Carol kills Karen and David,
yes,
instead of quarantining them.
They were already quarantined. She didn't have to kill them.
Exactly.
I don't get it. But I do understand that could happen.
Yeah, if you had a crazy person. Sorry.
I love Carol, so I forgive her.
I remember, I think I've said this on the podcast a couple times, but I was at a convention, a live podcast. I think it was right after that when she got banished after that. And I was being pretty critical of Carol, even though I love her as a character. It doesn't stop me from being critical of that move, and the audience was not liking it. They're like, boo. And I was like, okay, what if instead of Karen being sick, it was Glenn and Carol killed Glenn? And they go, that's different.
Convenient for the audience. Yeah. Seriously.
Anyway, sorry, I totally interrupted you. Go on.
That's okay. That's all right. Yeah, I love the flu arc. And I also love the second half of season 4 when they're all split up and making their ways to Terminus. The Glenn and Maggie meeting back up story is really inspiring and fantastic. I love that. The introduction of Abraham, Eugene, and Rosita is classic. It's a great moment. I think everyone in the audience was like, don't go to Terminus. It sounds like a bad idea. But they all did it anyway. And of course, the iconic Rick biting that guy's throat scene.
Joe the Claimer.
Yeah. I mean, that guy had it coming, and it was dramatic.
One of his guys was about to rape Carl, I think.
Yeah. He cut that guy in half. He gutted him. Kind of like gutted, what's his name on Yellow Jackets? Just put the knife in
spoilers,
and then went
no
up.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry.
No
Sorry.
spoilers,
That's a spoiler. I'll stop. Okay. But yeah, season 4 is great. And I also really love the Whisperers, the whole Whisperers story.
Yeah. So good. I because I'm a big fan of the comics, and I wasn't sure the Whispers would transfer over well, but it was even better in the show.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And I saw Samantha Morton is going to be one of the episodes of Tales of the Walking Dead. So I'm guessing it's going to be a little more backstory about how she became Alpha.
I think so, yeah.
I think that's going to be pretty fun.
Because it lists her character name as D, not Alpha. Noticed. So yeah, I think it's early, like maybe how she transforms, like a better Call Saul version of Alpha.
I wonder if Ryan, what's his name? Ryan Hurst?
Yeah.
Hurst.
Mm-hmm. Hurst.
I wonder if he'll be in it as Beta or if this is pre-Beta.
I think it's pre because we saw her meet Beta. Well, who knows? Yeah, maybe could be span a bunch of time. That's my favorite era too. It really is. I mean, I love some of the Angela Kang stuff that she injected more tension and paranoia and horror into it, but and improved the pacing too. But my favorite were those episodes you just mentioned leading up to Terminus. There was also The Grove with Lizzie and Mika.
Oh yeah, that's an amazing episode.
It's harsh, but it's such a great episode. Even Daryl and Beth going off and playing Never Have I Ever was cute. And then the whole thing with the Claimers. Daryl was stuck with the Claimers for a while when those people drove off with Beth. And then Rick, just biting into that guy's neck, and then meeting Gareth and his partners at Terminus, and they came off as these like casual hipster types.
Yeah,
just love that. And then they end up being cannibals, and then they're in the train car in the season 4 finale, and he's all, they're screwing with the wrong people. And then the season 5 premiere with the trough scene.
Yeah. That's one of the best episodes of any action drama TV show.
The baseball bat, and then and I don't
Carol
know if you knew this,
as a one-man army. Yeah.
Yes, that. And right around that time, after that too is that because for me it's the end of season 4 and the beginning of season 5. So Bob gets his leg eaten by the termites, and then he's like, "You're eating tainted meat," and so. We had a convention here in San Francisco at that point, and Karen and I did a pre-show thing, and I bought this trough, and we put some blood in there, and we did a trivia game, and we had people hanging over with their heads over the trough, and she had a Nerf bat, so if you get the question wrong, you get bopped in the head.
Did you put real blood in the trough?
No, it was just like syrup or whatever.
Okay, good, because that's disgusting.
It was really fun. What was I going to say? And so that whole time when they were all on the road a lot, they didn't have a place to stay. And I remember some were complaining about them being on the road. And I was thinking, well, be glad, because the next place they get to, Alexandria, is where they're probably going to be for the entire rest of the series, because I knew the comics,
Yeah.
But I didn't want to say that and spoil it.
I thought the on the road stuff was great because it really showed how thin the line is between survival and not survival. And I especially love the thirst episode when there's, and then Aaron leaves those bottles of water for them and they don't trust them.
Mm-hmm. That big storm comes. Yeah,
and then the storm, and then I don't know about the tornado and the walkers, but that sequence was good, and meeting Aaron was really interesting, and Rick being like, yeah, like I'm going to trust you. Very realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't have trusted him either. Yeah, it's like you kind of even look like a termite. Right? Yes. You're all clean. Yeah,
right.
You look all
like
well fed.
Yeah. Yeah, well fed. and my favorite character. Well, who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite character?
Like a number one favorite character? Yep. Herschel.
That's a good one.
I love Herschel. How about you?
Yeah, I like Herschel too. I like how he adapted to everything.
Yeah,
he became the father figure.
And I like his the way he would approach Rick to give him advice. It was always this very low key, hey, I'm just here to talk if you want me to. And then Rick would turn to him time and time again. And his love for his daughters was really very beautiful. Yeah, I wish I had a Herschel in my life.
Yeah, exactly. He was a good guy to have around. Once he got off the farm, he actually improved as a person, even though he was always great. Well, because it's kind of like a this is weird, but it popped into my head. It's like a dog. Like when the dog is at home, they're just really territorial and they bark at everybody that comes by. But when they're away from home, then they're more friendly.
Yeah, they're exploring.
yeah. So and they need to make friends so they can survive. My favorite character is Rick, even though I think he got very dark and did some really fucked up things. I don't care. I mean, I love him as a character, and the way Andrew Lincoln plays him. And it helps that Andrew Lincoln is just such a great person.
Yeah, that's what everyone says who's met him, that he's just the nicest, sweetest guy.
So cool. Yeah.
I love his friendship with Norman Reedus. Like, there's that video where Norman Reedus put glitter in his air conditioner vents, and Andrew Lincoln gets in his car after, like, you can tell it was like a hot Georgia day, and he's covered with, like, grime and guts, and he turns on his car and all this glitter flies out at him, and the look on his face is like, I'm either gonna kill someone or hug someone. Like,
it's a confusing moment.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
This is annoying and delightful.
Yeah, whimsical. I probably had it coming for some prank I pulled. Yeah, it's great.
And they love to give each other shit. I mean, they're really like brothers.
Yeah, it's adorable. Just like
their characters are. Okay, place where you think the series most went wrong.
Season 8. The beginning of season 7, the famous baseball bat scene, is horrible and hard to handle, but it was narratively interesting. And the rest of season 7, there was enough going on that I was kind of into it, although I really had a hard time with Negan's swagger, toxic masculinity stuff. But then I felt like season 8 was just nonstop gunfire noises. Mm-hmm. Just like everybody shooting at each other all the time, just shooting.
Except when they should have been shooting and they weren't.
Yeah.
Like when Negan's right out in the open, then it was quiet.
Yeah, but the rest of the time, just shooting. And it seemed like they were just shooting windows all the time. So glass was always falling. That whole season could have been like 2 or 3 episodes and it would have been a lot better.
Totally. Like, I think the story of Negan being this oppressive, toxic, masculine force is a great story for the show, but not for 2 years.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and then I was looking at those episodes because I think that's second. I'll give my number 1 about where it went wrong, but there were a lot of missteps too. The Oceanside introduction episode was not a good episode, even though it's a great concept. The garbage people were really dumb.
Oh, I hate the garbage people.
I personally thought Sasha coming out of the coffin as a zombie, it was a good idea, but it just came off kind of dumb. And then Carl's death.
Yeah.
I think that was an 8. That was, but there were some great episodes in there too. The introduction of Ezekiel, I think that was probably in season 7, but where Carol and Morgan first met him at the Kingdom.
Yep.
And she was like, I don't know what's happening in the most wonderful way. And Carl infiltrating the Savior's compound was pretty good, and confronting Negan.
I think that was 7 also.
Yeah, maybe these are all 7. I did like, I know I'm probably in the minority here, but I really loved watching Gregory be a weasel.
Oh yeah, he was a good weasel.
He was very good.
Yeah.
And I liked some of the stuff with Simon, who's played by Stephen Ogg, and I'm finally playing Grand Theft Auto 5 right now, which that's what shot him up to fame, and I wish I would have played it before because I interviewed him a bunch of times and I would have wanted to talk to him, but it's really fun to play his character. His character, Trevor, is even more fucked up than Simon.
Oh, great. He was great. He was really great. He was the best zombie, too. He was so vicious looking.
But if I had to say where I think the series most went wrong, it would specifically be killing Carl. I think that was their biggest mistake, and they lost millions of viewers, and especially with then Rick leaving, it felt like the series lost its center.
Yeah. I was pretty upset about
it's still great,
that.
But
yeah. I loved Carl, and I loved watching. I mean, at the beginning of the show, what really got me and what I used to talk to other people and make them watch the show was the difficulty of making parenting decisions under such extreme circumstances.
Right. Should I teach my kid to kill and stuff like that?
Yeah. Those early conversations between Lori and Rick about, I don't want him to have a gun. Well, I think he should have a gun. Like it was so interesting to think about.
Mm-hmm.
I got my mom to watch the show based on that. And then she was like, I don't think this is for me. And I was like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
All right.
I had already gotten her to watch Breaking Bad. And she called me and she was like, now I'm depressed. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
You should get her into Great British Bake Off just as a...
Oh, yeah. She'd like that.
Yeah. It's so great. Okay, the thing you disagree with me the most about, and the thing you feel you have most in common with me about The Walking Dead.
I think I agree with you pretty much all the time about Walking
Oh,
Dead.
that's cool.
It's really rare.
Okay, next question.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
it's really rare that I'm like, what? Jason, you're crazy. But the one area where I do disagree is Rick is not my favorite character. He bugs me. I am not a huge fan of Rick.
Really interesting.
Okay. I mean, I want him to come back and I want to know where he's been all this time, but like on screen time with Rick, I don't know, he's all right. He's just not as interesting to me as so many of the other characters.
And some of the others. You know, I will say after he left, it really gave some of the other characters room to breathe, and I think in some ways that was really good for the show.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely gave Daryl something to do. All of season 7 and 8, Daryl just basically grunted. He barely had any spoken words.
They were not writing him well, and Angela Kang, I like him a lot more under Angela Kang.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching him more.
His arc with Lydia was fantastic. Like the relationship that they built and the understanding that they had about mutual, histories of abuse. It was powerful TV. I thought it was great.
Cool. All right. Any predictions for the end of the show? End of The Walking Dead proper?
I think we're gonna see a lot of deaths. Obviously,
really? Like main character deaths?
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of people killed off.
Oh, wow. I hadn't even thought about that.
I just don't see getting to the end of the series with like most of our favorites intact. I'd be shocked.
I feel like maybe just one or two.
I think Ezekiel's gonna die, and
I could see that.
I really hope somebody kills what's his name, Pamela Milton's kid. I hate
Sebastian.
him.
He's a great character too, though.
Yeah, he is. He's fun to hate because he's just such a weenie.
Mm-hmm.
But I would really, much like I want to see Sherry get kicked in the head by a horse, I would like to see Sebastian die in some really humiliating way. I think that'd be fun.
Right.
I mean, we know Daryl, Negan, and Maggie are all going to survive.
That's right. Unless the Daryl spinoff is Zombie Daryl, that's the name of it. They just haven't released the name yet.
That'd be hilarious. Just watching him zombie his way around Europe somehow, just like constantly from his perspective, would be really funny.
Be interesting.
That'd be really.
And he growls like kind of talks like Daryl.
Yeah. And I would like to see some kind of follow through on the chemistry he has with Connie. It's pretty great. I love her.
I just think that's going to end before the spinoff starts.
Yeah.
But maybe she could take Melissa McBride's place.
Maybe if she's not too busy being an Eternal.
Yeah.
I'm the only person I know who likes that movie.
Oh, I liked it too.
Good. And I have like a personal attachment to Yumiko because she seems the closest to my own life of having been a lawyer, but like maybe not necessarily loving it, but being good at it. And I really want to see like where she goes in her position, being so close to Pamela Milton in this final 8. I'm really sort of fascinated by her story.
Yeah, I wonder if you're right about a lot of people dying. I hadn't thought about that. I feel like after the losing millions of viewers after Glenn and Abraham died, and then millions more after Carl, I think they got gun shy, no pun intended, about killing more big characters. Even, I mean, if it was the end of the series and there weren't spinoffs coming, then maybe, but I just think they don't want to risk alienating the fan base by killing off a bunch of people, but I could be wrong. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Hopefully soon we'll know when that finale will be.
I know. Well, I suspect they'll reveal it at San Diego Comic-Con, which is July 21st to 24th, so it's like a month away.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? It's today, 16th, yeah.
Yeah.
They better, if they haven't already by then. That would just be insane. I think I have a big prediction, but it's kind of similar to what happened in the comics, and I think I would still have this prediction even if I hadn't read the comics, but I don't want to say it just because I don't
Spoilers.
want to potentially spoil something, so I'm going to skip this one. And then last question is just, what are your feelings about the spin-offs, existing ones and upcoming ones?
I thought World Beyond was a lot better than I expected. I ended up really loving it by the end and being sad that it was over, and I hope those characters come back in some other way. They certainly left a lot of open-ended things at the end of the series.
It wasn't supposed to end, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, originally it was supposed to be at least 5 seasons. And just, I'll say again, for people who just haven't believed me or whatever, if you started watching that, thought it was too teeny bopper and gave it up, I would definitely go back and watch the second season because it was really, really good.
Yeah, it definitely picked up. About halfway through the first season, it started getting good, and the second season I thought was just fantastic.
Yep.
My feelings on Fear the Walking Dead are well documented. It's just not as good as it could be, or even good at all. But, they could start over and make it good. I don't know. I don't really understand how it survives, how it's like still a show. I'm excited for the Maggie Negan spinoff because I think it's only going to be like 6 episodes or something. So it's a complete story. And both...
Are you sure they're not going to keep going with it after that?
I thought it was supposed to be just a miniseries. I could be wrong.
I think you're right, but I also feel like I read that they are leaving it open to possibly continue it. Maybe. I could just be making that up in my head, though. I don't know.
Maybe if
it's a complete story, that actually helps me be more excited about it.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. And I think seeing what Manhattan is like under the zombie apocalypse is going to be kind of fun. I lived in New York City for a few years, and it's a place I love, and it'll be fun to see it all zombified. I'd love it if they came to Boston and did zombies here. That'd be so fun. And I don't know what to think about Daryl in Europe. It's such an odd combination. And, I keep thinking about how when he and Beth were in that moonshine shack and his I never been out of Georgia. And then the idea of him going to Paris is just kind of hilarious and wonderful. Is he going to climb the Eiffel Tower just because why not? What's going to happen? It's really funny. But I also am I have no idea what to think about that. I am excited to see another continent. I've really wanted there to be Walking Dead spinoffs in Africa and Asia and, has the virus reached Antarctica, or are there scientists living there who are, not infected? Who knows? I would like to go around the world with The Walking Dead. It'd be kind of cool. How about you?
Yeah, open things up. Yeah, well, I'm excited about Tales of the Walking Dead, which is coming up pretty quick here.
Oh yeah,
August 14th, so 2 months. I'm curious about the Daryl one. The fact that it's in Europe has me more curious because we need a change of location, and also there were those faster, smarter zombies we saw in France in World Beyond, so I feel like he's going to encounter that.
Yeah.
Which is exciting, And also it's a different format centered around one character, so the whole idea could freshen things up, and if the showrunner knows how to handle Daryl, it could be cool. I'm not excited to see a series about Negan and Maggie, but I am excited that it'll be in Manhattan and possibly over within just 6 episodes. So I'm curious about that. I don't think I would podcast about that, so I'm hoping Lucy is game to do those with some guest co-hosts.
I'd be up for it. I'm interested. Okay. I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan from, Watchmen and I think Supernatural. I hated the early days of Negan, but I kind of like him now.
Yeah, I think he's a good character, and I think Maggie's a great character, and Lauren Cohan's great. I just am tired of their story together, and I like Negan as a character, but it bothers me that Jeffrey Dean Morgan seems to want to whitewash all the stuff he does and paint him as a hero.
Yeah.
He was trying to say that on Twitter that Negan never raped anybody or coerced anybody. He was like, I don't think he was sleeping with his wives.
What?
And I'm like, come on, dude.
That's not true.
He said he went off alone at night by himself. I'm like, Come on.
There's no way that's true.
I know.
Like, why have wives if you're not having sex with them?
I just think that he really wants Negan to be this lovable hero and to always have, from his point of view, been in the right, and it just bothers me.
Yeah,
but,
that's revisionist history.
Yeah, I think so.
He should just go back to playing John Winchester if he wants to be a more white knight hero. Although John Winchester had his downsides.
I didn't watch Supernatural, but that is a good point. He was excited to play Negan, and that's what Negan is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what else? I guess that's all of them, right? And Fear is just the worst. And we did roundtable rants about the last half of season 7, patreon.com/Jason Cabassi if you want to hear those. And it was pretty fun.
It was fun.
Actually, a lot of it was like, wow, why is this a thing?
Yeah.
Like you just said.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time wondering like what goes on in like executive rooms at AMC where they're like, well, the ratings are still okay. Like,
But they're not.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They're below 1 million now.
Yeah.
And I guess that's enough. I mean, I got to think it's financially feasible.
Yeah. Or maybe they make enough on their Hulu contract. I have no idea.
Yeah. Somebody was saying overseas might be part of it. I don't know.
I did a deal with AMC when I was still working at Avid, and I asked their lawyer if she knew the people behind like the decisions to put Fear the Walking Dead on the air. I was like, I'd like to talk to them. And she totally cracked up. And she's like, you're not the only one who's said that to me.
That's so interesting. Love that.
And she was like, no, I can't connect you with them. And I was like, yeah, I figured.
Too bad.
Yeah.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
It would be cool. I wonder if any listeners have any contacts or any ideas why that show's still on. Let us know.
I have a friend who is childhood friends with Kim Dickens. And I kind of want to reach out to her and be like, have you talked to Kim lately? Is she regretting her decision?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Child killer. Child stealer.
Stealer. Weird.
All right. That's it for our Walking Dead, State of the Walking Dead talk. Let's get into the news.
Obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens.
The people it kills get up and kill.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
This is a Walking Dead Cast news update.
All right. So as I mentioned, Tales of the Walking Dead starts Sunday, August 14th. I thought it would start a little sooner, but I'm kind of glad because I have some vacation-y stuff coming up here, and that'll be perfect right for when I come back.
Yeah.
If you don't remember, each episode covers different characters. It can be any place in the timeline, which means it could feature characters who have died, which is really exciting. We mentioned Alpha's one of those. It looks like, though, it's mostly new people. I'm particularly excited that Anthony Edwards is in one of them. Always liked him.
Yeah. Dr. Green.
Yep. Mark Green. And it's a 6-episode season, but it'll go on, I think, for more seasons after that, and we'll be covering all of those. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. I mean, there's an infinite number of stories you can tell in this universe, and they could just do Tales of the Walking Dead for like 30 seasons.
I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic, you know. If it's not good, then we're not going to want to see more of it, but it's really interesting. It's got potential.
Yeah, I agree.
So they, as we mentioned, they still haven't announced when the final 8 of The Walking Dead will start, which has me really frustrated because I want to plan this meetup where a bunch of us can get together and watch the finale. I need to rent a theater, but it's hard when you can't tell them the day.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do about that. If any planners have any good ideas for this, let me know. But we'll hopefully know by July, like I said, in San Diego Comic-Con. If Walking Dead premieres the same day Tales of the Walking Dead ends, which they sometimes do, you know, they'll have it start right when the next show's ending, September 18th, and the finale would be November 6th. If they start Walking Dead the next weekend, then it would be November 13th. But there were also rumors that it would be November 20th. So we really just don't know. Yeah.
I'm hoping not the 20th. That's like the one weekend in the whole fall that I wouldn't be able to come.
Oh, no. Because I have a feeling it might be. There's some AMC fan gathering And is that on the 20th? I can't remember.
I heard that somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So if that's, you'd think it would be on that day, right? We'll have to look into that, see what day that is. Anyway, next, last but not least, there was this event called Summer Game Fest where a bunch of news about Last of Us dropped. That you might have heard me talk about that game before. It's one of the best zombie anythings I've ever seen. I'm so stoked for the upcoming HBO series headed up by the game's lead creator, Neil Druckmann, and also Craig Mazin, who did Chernobyl for HBO.
I loved Chernobyl.
Right? Everything's coming together for this to be great. And that game, by the way, is one of the most beautiful games made. And the first one was in Boston. So you do get zombies in Boston in that game. Yeah. Or
Fun.
Part of it was in Boston. And the HBO series, so here's some news that came out. HBO series has just finished filming. Druckmann said there would be news soon of when it will premiere. I had read 2023, which I was happy about just to give me time to prep, but he was being coy. So I think maybe it could be this year. I kind of hope not. But I'm excited for it either way. And we already knew the two leads, Joel and Ellie, would be played by Pedro Pascal, who was Oberyn in Game of Thrones, and he's also the Mandalorian, and Bella Ramsey, who was Lyanna Mormont in Game of Thrones. But at this event, they brought out the voice actors, Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson, and announced that they'll have parts in the show too, which I was really happy to see because these voice actors I think it's the best voice acting in a game that I've ever played. It just so drew me in. And so it was really nice that these two who put so much work and love into this game get to be in the show. And also they had said they saw the footage and they were just gushing about how Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey had captured the chemistry of the two characters and
great.
So
Are they American characters?
Yeah.
So Bella Ramsey's going to be doing an American accent.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's like people seem happy with it. You know, they always talk up the show, but they seem just so exuberant. And Neil Druckmann, he's one of those really intense guys who seems like a perfectionist, and he seems really happy with it. So I'm pretty optimistic. He also said the game will be the most faithful video game adaptation to date. So that's kind of cool. They also had some game news. There's a remake of Part 1 coming September 2nd for PS5 and PC. The first game already looked amazing, but Part 2 was just a league above. And so they're going to use all the same graphics for Part 2 and the AI and everything. And I'm excited to play through it again. I think it'll be my third or fourth time. And then they're doing this standalone multiplayer game coming next year based in San Francisco. They had a still picture and I'm like, oh, cool, my hometown.
That's awesome. That'll be fun.
Excited. Yeah, all that is great. I haven't decided whether I will make a brand new standalone Last of Us podcast or just have this podcast be focused on Last of Us, since it's a zombie thing with heart like The Walking Dead. So if you guys have any opinions on that, what if this podcast that you're listening to right now suddenly became Last of Us cast? Would you be pissed off by that, or would you be like, cool? Let me know.
I mean, personally, I'd be perfectly fine with it.
Okay.
It's the content that matters to me, not the name.
Right. I mean, the only reason I would change the name is to make sure that we could draw in other fans of the show that don't know about us right now, you know?
Exactly.
But it would be a little weird because Walking Dead Cast is dear to my heart. So, but it's not that clever of a name anyway. It's all about the SEO.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for the news. We'll take a little break. There is more to come. Stay with us. All right, we're back. We're going to talk about this movie I mentioned, #Alive. It's a 2020 zombie thriller based on this original script, #Alone, that Hollywood screenwriter Matt Nailo wrote. He's an American, directed by Cho Il-hyung. It's definitely not the 1993 movie Alive with Josh Hamilton, because Lucy would just love that if we covered it without her. You're like, what? Before we get into the spoilery details, Penny, would we recommend that people watch this or not?
Yes. I thought it was quite entertaining.
Yeah. I thought it was great. It's not like super deep or anything, but it reminded me of why I love zombies. Like, this far into The Walking Dead, sometimes I think maybe I'm just, I've had enough. And then I see a movie like this and I'm like, oh my God, this is so great.
The zombie effects were very good.
And the directing too.
Yeah.
It just like, it makes, when I see a movie like this where I'm just like, holy shit, oh my God, then it makes me realize, man, The Walking Dead just isn't that scary. I mean, it has its moments for sure, but I wish they'd get some good horror directors in there sometimes and just really, and then I kind of wonder, maybe they don't want it to be too scary because they want to draw a bigger audience that's not into these intense horror movies. I don't know.
Yeah. They do like horror homages, right, on Walking Dead. Like, there was that Mike Myers one and the
awesome.
And then like they had that graveyard scene that was like classic horror movie when the one where Jesus gets stabbed.
Yeah.
But I do think that they want the show to be more of a drama than a horror.
Horror, yeah. I think you're right. But this really did have heart too,
Yeah.
It was, I thought it was a little cheesy, to be honest, but I still liked it.
I thought the pacing was really tight. There was not a wasted moment. It was fast. Things moved really fast.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of moments where I was literally sitting on the edge of my seat because I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And it's a short movie. Oh, do you watch Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
There was a digital short a few weeks ago about short movies. It was like a song with Pete Davidson. And it was very silly, but he was like, I just want a short ass movie, a 90-minute movie. And this is a short ass movie. So if you're looking for something quick,
that's what you want. Like, I feel that way about games. Like, I've been holding off playing GTA 5 for 10 years because I know it's like a 40-hour game or something, even longer maybe. But it's nice to have just like a short, digestible thing. So yeah, we would recommend you watch it. I thought the kind of flirtatious story between the two leads was a bit cheesy, but otherwise just top notch, and it was okay. It's fine. But yeah, I'd recommend you watch it. So if you don't want to be spoiled on the details, you should just stop listening and go watch it. It's on Netflix, at least in the US. But otherwise, here we go. So what's your first point?
My first point is about the zombies themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the take on zombies. I liked that they were fast zombies. I know there are zombie purists out there who don't like fast zombies, but I think fast zombies are scarier.
Absolutely.
The herky-jerky movements were really great.
Yeah. I'm like, are you reading my notes here?
Oh, did you write herky-jerky?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And the fact that they were able to retain certain memories made them a little extra scary. Like the one who climbed up the rope was he was
fireman.
Genuinely terrifying to think that he could be like, this rope must lead to food. I'm going to go up. Like really scary. And then he had that King Kong moment where he's like swatting at the drones. I loved every minute of that.
He had a malicious look on his face too, which sometimes you want your zombies to seem mindless, but that was just really effective. He's like, I'm coming to get you.
Yeah, he looked angry and hungry.
Yeah.
And the transition, like the one we saw, like 2 or 3 people transition. The first one was the neighbor, and it was fast, and it was creepy the way he like jerked around, and then there were like bone cracking sound effects. I don't know if that was meant to be that his bones were actually like cracking, but it kind of reminded me of werewolf movies where they always show like the bones and the person
morphing.
Yeah, and it's all like gross and creepy, and you can feel like how painful that must be for the person going through it. I thought it was very effective.
That neighbor totally reminded me of Amber Heard in Zombieland, by the way.
Oh, totally, yeah.
But so he's like, you said, like jerking around with bone cracking, and then he like goes down for a second, and then the main character's sort of looking like, is it okay? and then he goes, ah!
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa.
It was really scary. I also really liked that a lot of the zombies were crawling. It's one thing it's always kind of bothered me on The Walking Dead that all the zombies are like have shoes on and are walking at like a pretty steady pace. And I'm like, more of them
it's
would.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
They're
but
walkers. Yeah.
some of them should be crawlers, and
Crawling
more of them should be missing limbs and like have their clothes completely ripped off. Like,
Absolutely.
and I liked that these zombies, a lot of them, like they got knocked down and then they would crawl for a while. And there was that one scene when the elevator opens and a bunch of them come out and they all end up in a big zombie pile. I was like, yeah, zombies should trip over each other.
That was amazing. One time when I did do that, Herschel Walking Dead. Oh, I think you and I were talking about this before we started recording, but when I played a zombie in The Walking Dead, when Herschel's, all the walkers stormed Herschel's farm, a few of us had to climb over his little picket fence thingy, and we were stumbling and falling as we did that. And the director was like, "You guys that are falling, that's great. Just keep doing that." They loved it. And then we'd crawl a little bit and get back up to our feet.
Yeah, I mean, they should be awkward and they should be clumsy. I found the women zombies in this particularly scary. There was something about a couple of the women zombies, just, flashes here and there, that they looked particularly deranged. I thought they were very good zombie actors.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, my number one point was also the zombies, and my first comment is yes, herky jerky.
Herky jerky.
That is one thing that The Walking Dead, I don't like a couple of things they've done with their zombies. One is they've changed the zombie sound. It used to be moaning and now it's growling, and everybody just thinks that's the way it always was. But no, before The Walking Dead, it was, and now it's, but that said, the zombie growling in this movie was pretty damn effective. But the second thing is they teach them in zombie school to walk all loosey goosey like they're drunk. And I prefer when they're all like akimbo and, herky jerky, like,
yeah, it's
more
scarier.
alien. Yeah, it's weird. So I love that the way they moved in this was so great. And I agree, the fast zombies, I mean, I like a good Romero slow zombie, but we've seen 12 years of that now. I think the fast zombies are scarier, and it's more realistic to put the heroes in situations that are like, oh shit, they can't just like jog around them.
Yeah, there are definitely times on Walking Dead when I'm like, just go in the other direction.
Yeah, just walk away. And I like how they scream like the ones in Kingdom. Did you watch Kingdom?
I watched just the first few episodes. I'm not very far into it yet.
They're like, ah! And
these were
they
angry zombies.
Yeah,
like
they're scary.
28 Days Later zombies.
Yeah, they turn fast. In fact, they, like Ben always says, 28 Days Later are not actually zombies because they're not undead, which I don't really agree with. But we don't really know if these ones are undead either. They may not be. Like if that one guy at the end's wife was actually starving, maybe they're not technically the undead zombies types,
Yeah, I mean, they don't die first. Like in Walking Dead, you die and then you come back.
Then you come back, yeah.
So that's clearly undead. But these ones, that guy was fully alive.